Hi, I'm Graham and welcome to Man vs Film. This is going to be a top 10 of movies that you can watch right now on UK Netflix for November 2016. Now remember, if you like these videos, hit the like button. Remember to subscribe and share this, and I'll make sure that you get the content as soon as it's uploaded each and every month. So let's just start off with number 10, World War Z. Ex-United Nations employee Jerry Lane is drafted in to help try and figure out what is causing this zombie pandemic that is taking over the world. Brad Pitt stars in this big budget action zombie movie, the likes of we haven't seen before. It's full of CGI, it's kind of bloodless, but it's got lots of good scenes in it as well. Some of the scenes are very tense. Like I said, it's globe-trotting, so it's all over the world as you're seeing this apocalyptic nature take hold of the planet. But all this globe-trotting and action set pieces take a backseat in the final third of the movie if it becomes a more contained, measured piece of work. I like this movie. I think it's fairly enjoyable. It's nothing spectacular to the zombie genre, but it is good to see a big budget zombie movie. Number 9 on my list is The Purge Anarchy. 3 groups of people's lives become intertwined on the night of the purge as they try to survive the chaotic and violent scenes that just erupt around about them. In my opinion, this is the best of the Purge movies, and if you haven't seen any Purge movie before, this is the one that I would suggest you have to watch. It actually has some social commentary built into the movie itself, so if you're interested in that aspect of it, it's there for you. If you're not, then you always have the crazy violence, the over-the-top gore that this movie does provide, with a complete badass of a lead character by Frank Grillo. Number 8 is Dracula Untold. As his kingdom is threatened by Turks, young Prince Vlad must become a monster in order to obtain the power to help vanish these Turks from his land to save his family, his friends and his kingdom. I saw the trailer for Dracula Untold and I thought, nope, it's not for me. I don't think I'm interested in it whatsoever. But that's the great power of Netflix. You have the ability to stick something on within 10 minutes. If it's not for you, you can just zap right out. I found this to be a lot better than I expected it to be, and I was rather drawn in by the story. It's a different take on a familiar tale. It's fairly short at 90 minutes and the special effects are pretty good. It's got some good action set pieces, and this is something that I will actually go back to again and again. I did rather enjoy it. Number 7 is Ghoulies. A young man and his girlfriend move into a mansion as he becomes possessed with the power of controlling these demons that live within this house. Now, nostalgia plays a huge part in me adding this to my list. I grew up in the 80s and saw all these gory, straight-to-video horror that came out then, and this was one of them. It may not hold up today thanks to its shoddy acting, it's not so special effects, but I still have a soft spot for it. So you'll know within the first 5 or 10 minutes whether this movie is for you or not. Number 6 on my list is The Maze Runner. Thomas, a young man, is deposited in the middle of this strange community of young boys. He quickly finds out that they are living within a giant maze and he must join the running team to try and find his way out of this predicament. And amongst a gluttony of young adult adaptations, this was one that really stood out for me as something that I was really interested in. The movie is actually quite energetic, it's quite exciting, it's full of mystery and intrigue. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I had a really fun time with this, and I've watched it a couple of times since and I still really enjoy this movie. Unfortunately, the sequel wasn't up to scratch for me. I'm still looking forward to part 3, but if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check out this one. It is a really good film. Number 5 is Primal Fear, a courtroom thriller about a young hotshot attorney who takes on this case of an altar boy who is being charged with the murder of a Catholic priest. The main thing about this movie is the amazing performance by Edward Norton. This was a standout, a breakout performance, and even now you can understand why. It is tremendous. But that's not to say that the rest of the performances in the movie are bad. They're not, they're very good as well. And this, along with a really tight, intriguing storyline, creates a really good thriller that sometimes gets forgotten about, which is a real shame because I highly suggest checking it out. Number 4 on my list is the Barkley Marathons, the race that ate their young. In the first 25 years of this race, only 10 people completed it. It is that gruelling an event. If you're into running, fitness, or just seeing how far the human body can be pushed, this is the documentary for you. It's really intriguing to see this crazy race and the people attempting to beat it. Number 3 is Miller's Crossing. Tom Regan, an advisor to a Prohibition-era crime boss, tries to keep the peace between 2 warring mob factions. but gets caught in the middle with divided loyalties. One of the Coen's very best movies, and a movie that I constantly go back to, and I am captivated each and every time I sit down and watch it. It's got amazing cinematography, it's got amazing soundtrack, the acting is fantastic. In fact, this movie is pretty much perfect, and every scene is stunning and just completely watchable. If you haven't seen this, you need to rectify this immediately. Number 2 is Rear Window. A wheelchair-bound photographer spies on his neighbours from his apartment window, and he becomes convinced that he has witnessed a murder. This storyline is often imitated, but it's never been bettered than this Alfred Hitchcock classic. It's a great storyline, it's got some great thematics built into the movie, and it's a twisty tale that is really literally full of suspense. This could possibly be my favourite Alfred Hitchcock movie. And number 1 on my list, and new to Netflix this month, is Gone Girl. With his wife disappeared, a man becomes the centre of a media circus and speculation about her disappearance. Could he have been the one that's killed her? Has he made her vanish? What has he been up to in this really exciting adult thriller? Directed by David Fincher, starring Ben Affleck, Rosamund Pike, Tyler Perry and Neil Patrick Harris. This is a fantastic adult thriller. It's an adaptation of a Gillian Flynn book, which I haven't read, so I can't speak to the validity of that. But this movie is amazing, and even though it's over 2 hours in length, every time you sit down and watch it, it just zips by with its amazing storytelling. It is a fantastic watch, and if you'd missed it in the cinema, it is your chance to rectify it right now on Netflix. So that is my top 10 of movies that you can watch right now on UK Netflix, November 2016, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.